Audio check, check, check. All right, good Saturday evening and yabba dabba doo, sports fans. Welcome back. We're back on the air after the debacle this morning at Canandaigua,
where apparently they've never heard of Wi-Fi or cell service. So we're back on the air here with Wicked Slapshot Productions, bringing you your 16U girls, Steel City Selects, home whites, and these Amherst Lady Knights blacks with the red and white trim for their away uniforms. Pip Rock City Girls Fest Game 2.
Pip Rock City Girls Fest Game 2. Just had a little audio challenge there, but we should be back. Game 2, Pip. Pool play here on a Saturday night in Rochester, New York. And I can tell you we're up here along the lake shore of Lake Ontario, and it's been windy and rainy, and winter is setting in up here. You can tell it is getting cooler. I need to take care of some business first here before we get too into the action. We have a new power play sponsor. We now have Okupa hand warmers as our official power play sponsor. Got these from a viewer after the debacle known as the Power Paw power play hand warmers. Those things were terrible. The only product I can genuinely say I was disappointed in from Costco. But one of our viewers sent me the Okupa UT3 Lite hand warmers. You can get those on Amazon, and I can tell you, anything more than medium heat and you are burning your hands. These things are warm, and more importantly, they lasted the whole first game. So I had to recharge them in between the games. But we are back. They are warm. They are working. And I keep them on low. And they lasted the entire game, so that's good. Minute 20 on the warm-up clock. Just a couple of logistical notes for you here. We get an ice cut after 2 here. So we're going to play 2. We're going to get an ice cut, and then we're going to play the third. So that'll be the moment to go and get another beer, another bottle of wine, another sandwich, another bowl of spaghetti, another corn dog, another thing of cotton candy, some nachos from the concession stand, whatever it is you want to eat. Get that after period number 2 while they cut the ice, and then we will be back for period number 3. So that's our district and nationals protocol where you cut after 2. So they will be enacting that here. At least that's what they did this morning at Canandaigua. Not that you would know because they've never heard of internet or Wi-Fi there or cell service, so you were unable to watch. Had a couple of quirky goals in that game this morning. Mrazek was tumbling towards the net, and it went off her back in. They didn't credit her with it, and then the big rig, it was in front of the net clearing people out on the power play, and the puck was bouncing up in the air on a deflection and caught her high in the chest and went in. They did give her credit. So a couple of odd bounces this morning on some pucks. 7.5 on the warm-up clock. That's seconds, not minutes. And you're going to hear the buzzer, and we will get this game underway. There it was. So we're going to swing back here to center. We'll give you a little view of Tindy and Coiner over there on the bench waiting for the girls to pick them up, put them away, and we will get game number 2. Pip Rock City Girls Fest pool play underway from, where the hell are we? Lakeshore Hockey Arena in Rochester, New York. For those of you who don't know, Rochester, New York, home of Genesee Cream Ale. They brew it with water from the Genesee River, and if you thought Iron City with the water from the Monongahela was bad, you should try Genesee Cream Ale with the water from the Genesee River here in Rochester. If you swim in that river, you come out missing a leg, and they make beer from it here. So if you're interested in a Genesee Cream Ale from the Genesee River in Rochester, New York, run on down to your local beer distributor during the second period ice cut and grab yourself a 6-pack. The other nice thing about Canandaigua this morning is the water didn't work because they had a boil water advisory. So the coaches had to run out and get a case of water for the girls. They couldn't drink the water in Canandaigua. So they were missing 2 of their critical utilities there. They were missing water and they were missing communication service. So let's put that high on the list of places not to go back to after this morning. And by now you're tired of hearing my nonsense. So here come the girls to get this game started. We're going to get Jamokowski taking the long skate to my left as Marshall and Desai come out here with Kanger, Detling, and Pilarski. We got the Akupas, one in each hand, keeping the paws warm. Got the fans coming in with beer now. They sell beer here at the Lakeshore Hockey Arena, so that's an interesting extra plus. We're going to go one Akupa because I need the other paw to work the iPad. We'll switch back and forth, and we're underway. Knights win that draw. They bring it back, send it up the far wall, and chip it by Desai into the zone. Desai chips it back, not out, near far point. Around the backside, Marshall's going to go chase that down in the near corner. Pressure from some Knights players there as Pilarski's beating and banging. They never got to the whacking, and now the puck comes through the top of the slot. Detling's going to clear that over to the far wall. She's going to lose it at the red line. It's going to get picked up by Desai. Desai's going to lose it between the red and the blue, and here come the Knights back the other way. Marshall cuts that off. Marshall picks it up, sends it ahead as Desai and a Knight collided. Now it comes up. Detling can't hold it. There's a net guard on the ice. Marshall lost her net guard this morning, but it's not her this time. Around low into the near corner. Stripes picks up that net guard. It might be Desai as she heads off, and Zivkovic jumps on. Over to the far corner. Throw it in through the goal mouth. Kinger's beating and banging. Never got to the whacking, and the puck didn't go into the net. Goes behind. Loose in the high slot. Kinger whacks at it. Now Detling. Detling picks it up. Detling loses it there. Marshall retreats back. Pilarski off, and Klein jumps on. Now this one comes up to Klein. Klein is going to come up the near wall. She's going to stop, turn, wait, circle. Head back to Kiesel in the backyard. Kiesel up for Zivy. Zivy up for Barfight. Barfight up the far wall. In between Stripes' legs and in behind. Barfight's going to go chase that down. Rig on the near right. Out front to Klein. She fanned on it. She had a golden opportunity in the slot. Didn't get all of it. Now here come the Knights back the other way. This one's going to come down the near wall. Kiesel gets over there. Shoots! That one just got over the top of the crossbar. Jamelkowski got nothing on that one. As Klein's going to pick it up in the corner. Send it around to the near wall. And the Barfight's going to go to work over there. Out to the point. Shot. That one got through everybody over to the far wall. Where Zivkovic can't get there. Now they push it in behind. Kiesel battling. Up the near wall to the near point. Shot from there. Got through everybody and missed to the far side. Out to the far point. Rigg chases out to try to block it. Can't. They throw it in deeper. Rigg wanted to go on a breakaway. Now she's calling for it from Kiesel. Or from Klein, rather. Here comes Klein. Klein up the near wall. Dancing with it. Throws it into the corner. And her and Stevens are going to head for a change. Dahl steps up and holds it, and they take it down the far wall, and the Knights shoot it up into the girder, which are very low on this rink, and we're going to get a stoppage at 12:38. And this is as good a time as any to shout out to my buddy, David Dahl, recovering from his hip surgery. We wish you well, Dave. We're here. You're doing really well. We're proud of you, buddy. We wish you were here. We miss you cheering for these girls, but hopefully you're watching from home. And well on your way to recovery based on what Ron is telling me. So Dahl up ahead to try to get it to Clardy, couldn't poke it through. And Makasenko with a shoulder picks up the puck and throws it back to neutral. And Knights pick it up here as Dahl steps up. She gets shoved for her efforts, but gets it away. Clardy, it's in her feet. Clardy gets pushed off the puck. Knights have it far circle. Throw it lower in behind the net where Schuler's going to poke it around for Clardy. Here comes Clardy. Shouldered off the puck up the wall. Makasenka picks it up. Makasenka backhands it ahead. Knights cut that off at the blue line. Shot from there, deflected. It got stuck in Dahl's equipment. She couldn't find it, and now it goes into the far corner where Clardy whacks it around the wall. And now they're going to battle here in the corner. And they send it up to the high slot where Taylor picks it up. Taylor stops, turns, throws it across from Makasenka up the near wall. Makasenka stops, surveys. Gains the zone, shoots, misses to the inside, and now we're going to have the puck in behind the net here as comes up to the high point to Desai. Desai gets leveled. Marshall cheats up. Marshall throws it in the corner. Desai tripped over her own skates into the corner. And now Makasenka's beating and banging. Never got to the whacking as the girls skated away. They bring it around to the near wall. Knights are going to pick it up there. Marshall holds it, at least momentarily. She's in deep. Makasenka getting shouldered back there, battling for the puck. Clardy, now Swiss Army Niners on that. Net guard still laying on the ice. Marshall throws it out of the zone. I thought Stripes picked it up, and apparently not. Over to the far point. Got a shot there from Desai. Never got through. Hit a leg pad. This one comes over to the near point. Marshall steps up. Marshall holds it. Throws it down the wall. Knights are there. Niner gets in there, and now they're going to chip it out. It's going to come all the way back down, and that will be an icing with 10:47 to go in the first period. We'll come back down here Well, quiet in the chat. Schilling, how are you guys doing? I think you won both today. That's kudos to you guys. You beat the Junior Eagles, which is no small feat. As Pilarski steps in to take this one with Mrazek and Yenny. Puts it over the wall. Yenny throws it in, hits a leg. Kiesel tried to throw it in, held it momentarily anyway, and now they're going to chip it up the wall. Pilarski chips it in, and comes back D to D across the bottom of the zone. Up the far wall, Zivkovic can't get a stick in there. Now they're behind her. She recovers and pushes the player to the corner. Now around the backside, Zivvy's going to sit for a trip. And we're going to go on the penalty kill with 10-23. We're going to go on the kill here. Looks like it's going to be Klein and the rig out here with Marshall and Desai to kill this one off. Here come the boys, Brett and Aaron, coming in for assorted cheering and other chicanery as Klein pokes it to the wall out to the near point. Klein working hard, can't take that puck away. They have it low on the wall here now, back up to the point. Now they send it across to the far point. Stevens pursuing, can't get a stick in there. Now they send it across. Stevens separates that player momentarily. No, now they come back to the near point. Klein comes out. They dance right around her. Klein gets a stick down. Klein battling hard. We're getting a penalty here. Should be on the Knights. This one should be on the Knights as Klein pokes it ahead. It's going to be on the Knights. And we'll see. This should be an interesting call. Hooking. They're going to call her for hooking. She was hooking on Klein's stick. So we're going to play 56, 4-on-4, and then we'll go 34 on the power play. And we should be coming back down here. Let's see who Tindy puts out. Looks like it's going to be Dahl and Kiesel in the backyard reunited. Pilarski and King up front. So Kiesel and Dahl reunited backyard. We know that feels good. Peaches and Herb told us so. So now we're going to go here to the near circle for this draw. 4-on-4 for the next 56 seconds. As Pilarski puts it in the corner, Kinger. Kinger battling there. Up the wall. Tries to poke it up to Kiesel. Does. Kiesel throws it! Guy had a screen from a Knights player. Goaltender saw that at the last possible second and corralled that in the breadbasket. Kiesel with a rifle from the point low, which is where you want him to get the rebounds. 10 seconds gone. 46 to go. And Kiesel again chips up, throws it low in behind the net. Pilarski's going to get there. Pilarski drops it to Kinger behind the net. Kinger looking. Kiesel's open on the near point here. Dahl over to Kiesel. Kiesel with room. Kiesel throws it in. Goaltender with the save, and we're going to get a cover with 9:21. 28 left to go in the 4-on-4, and then 34 power play. The rinks are connected here, so you can probably hear the noise from the other side. And I didn't see Schilling in the chat telling us anything about their games, so maybe he has moved on to other things this evening. As they throw this one out, it comes off Kiesel. Kiesel picks it up at the red line. She stops, she turns. She skates it in with room. Kiesel tries to shoot, blocked by a Knight over to the far wall. They're going to send it all the way down, and that will be... No, Jamilkowski stopped it. And now with 3 seconds to go, we got 34 of power play. They throw it up, but it didn't get anywhere, and now Claherty joins. They send it all the way back down. No icing on the penalty kill. 26 seconds to go in that penalty. Around the backside. Pilarski. Here comes Pilarski with a burst. Pilarski still skating. Pilarski still skating. Around the backside, Pilarski puts it out in the slot to King. King couldn't pull the trigger. Loose in the corner. Claherty battling. 3 seconds to go. Kinger going to get there. Kinger sends it up the wall to Desai. Desai, Riggs in front. Rigg with the tip, and it ends up in the near corner. So you got Rigg out here with Kinger. Rigg gets... Oh, we're getting a penalty here on the Knights for knocking down the Rigg. I think the Rigg might have embellished that one a little. Unless... Wait. Oh, no, wait. He had his arm up for icing. I thought he had his arm up for the penalty there. I thought Rigg embellished that a little, quite frankly. Down the near wall come the Knights. Shot! Knocked down by Marshall. Around the backside now. Here comes Claherty. Claherty with Barfight ahead of her. Claherty's going to dump it. Barfight's going to have to go to work. But instead, it goes up and out in an odd bounce off of the wall. 7:43 to go. First period. Looks like Stripes is going to bring this back to neutral. Has 19 of you out there. Somebody just dropped. That comes and goes. So Riggs going to take this draw with Clawhardy going to try to break. Rig can't put it out there to her. Now comes through, but the play had moved on by then. Now they knock it in deep. Barfight's going to go chase it. Can't quite get there. Now up the far side and now back to the near side. You got Schuler chipping at it. Schuler pokes it ahead to Clawhardy. Leaves it for Barfight. Barfight up the near wall. Stevens going to the net. Barfight tried to put it in front. Couldn't. Clawhardy picks it up. Stevens needs to get some space. She's open. Clawhardy can't see her. Didn't want to. Now she's not open. Clawhardy over to Schuler. Schuler's going to shoot. Didn't get all the way through. Hit a leg. Around the backside. Clawhardy in front. Clawhardy in front again. Couldn't pull the trigger on the second one. This one goes around the backside. Rig around back. Rig still around back. Puts it around front. Rig gets tackled. No call there. Now they come back the other way. Here come the Knights. Knights get poked away by Dahl. Dahl with a nice play at the blue line. Pokes it away. Here she comes as two Knights ran into each other. Dahl back with two Knights. She throws it on net. Missed to the far side. It comes up the near wall. Schiller's going to have to retreat as they send it all the way through. And they wave off any icing as Klein's going to go chase it. Klein out here with Taylor and Makasenka. And now we got Dahl. Dahl up to Makasenka. Can't handle the pass. Now comes back the other way. Here come the Knights. Knights, hard shot. Nowhere even in the area code of the net from the near point. Dahl chips it up ahead to Taylor. Taylor puts it to nobody here at the red line. Makasenka has to hurry. Can't get there. And the Knights throw it back the other way. Zivkovic paused, and now she needs to turn on the Jets. She does. She loses it. Kiesel up the wall to Makasenka. Makasenka up ahead. Too far for Klein. Now Klein whacks it ahead. Taylor needs to hurry. Taylor needs to turn on some Jets. Puts it in front to Klein. Klein fanned on the one-timer coming in through the slot. Now out to Zivkovic at the point. Zivkovic fanned on the shot, sends it lower. Now the Knights are going to throw it, and that'll go all the way down. And that will be an icing. 5:38 to go here. Lakeshore Hockey Arena, Rochester, New York, Pip Rock City Girls Fest. Pool play game 2 on Wicked Slapshot Productions. They'll bring her down here. We're not battling any music. That's the nice thing about tournament play. You don't get any music to battle, so that's good. Out to the far point. Zivy with a shot. Goaltender with a glove. Rebound. Loose. Goaltender with a tremendous save on Pilarski coming in there on the backhand rebound. Pilarski had a look. Goaltender made a nice save, moving over to her left, our right, and negated that opportunity. So I don't know if this looks a little fuzzy or if it's just me. Maybe there's a fingerprint on the lens. I got a cloth in the bag. We'll wipe it at the period break. Zivy holds it, throws it in front. Mrazek's going to cheat in there and try to get it. Can't. Yanni now can't get in there. Around the backside. Pilarski chasing hard. Oh, Pilarski with a big collision over there in the corner. No call by Stripes on either one of those two. And here come the Knights up the near wall. Shot blocked by Kiesel. And now Yanni can't step up and clear. They throw it in deep. Kiesel's going to go chase Zivy. He'll get there first. Zivy hard around. Stripes lifts his leg, and the Knights pick it up in the far corner. They throw it in front. Comes through everybody to the near wall. Shot from there. Knocked down by Pilarski. She can't knock it out. It's in Mrazek's feet. Mrazek can't knock it out. Now they take it back down the far wall. They're battling over there. Niner pokes at it. Can't knock it out. She's still poking. Still whacking, and now it's out of there. She skipped the beating, she skipped the banging, and went right to the whacking and knocked it out. This one goes all the way down the far wall, Kiesel, or the near wall, Kiesel. Kiesel's going to chase it up behind Jamilkowski now. Kiesel backhands it. Around the back way, Zivy's going to pick it up here in the near corner. She's going to take pressure. Up the wall, Yenny can't clear it, but Detling will. Detling ahead. Detling can't gain the zone, and now the Knights are going to come back the other way. They are going to poke it down the near wall. Clawhardy can't separate her. Shot! Jamilkowski got a blocker on that at the last second. And now Kinger. Kinger is going to come up the near wall. She's getting bodied back there, and Clawhardy's going to come out of there with it. Here comes Clawhardy with 3:57 to go. Clawhardy up the far wall. She gets separated from the puck. You got Detling throwing it up the wall and in, and now back out. Detling's going to get there. Detling's going to send it ahead to Kinger. Kinger's going to send it down the far wall into the corner, where the Knights are going to pick it up there. Knights will pick it up, bring it up through everything. They're going to wave off the icing. And they're off to the races. Marshall should get there first. She does. Marshall dangerously in front of Jamalkowski, skating it out, though, so that negates a little bit of the danger. Now up the near side wall. Marshall still skating. Marshall throws it off the goaltender to the far corner. Rigg steps up. It's not going to get there. And now the puck comes back out the other way as King falls down. Klein loses it in her feet. Stripes is in the way. Dahl picks it up. Dahl leaves it on the wall. Dahl up. Hits Barfight. Barfight tips it ahead. Knights knock it down. Barfight with a stick in there. They throw it in deep. And now Dahl's going to pick it up, send it around back to Marshall. Marshall looking up. Hits the Rigg. Rigg knocks it down for Barfight. Here comes Barfight up the near wall. Rigg going to the net. Barfight forgot the puck at the blue line. And now here come the Knights back the other way. Knights. Over to the far wall where Schuler's going to pick it up. Schuler chips it ahead, but not out. Far point. Shot from that far point. Jamalkowski knocks it down. Here comes Barfight. Barfight picks it up there. Hits the Uno reverse. Goes around the backside as the boys cheer for Ava. It's loose in the far corner. They pick it up, send it out to the far point. They throw it lower. Klein whacks it back to Dahl. Rigg breaking. See what happens here. Dahl looking up. Dahl hits the Rigg. Rigg stops at the blue line, comes back to Schuler. Schuler into the zone, throws it deep. That's going to let the offense head to the line, to the change as Makasenka comes in to chase it. Makasenka can't get a stick on it. Now Pilarski gets a stick on it. Makasenka in there. And now Taylor back at neutral, back to Schuler. Schuler sends it across to empty space, and the Knights pick it up and chip it deeper into the near corner. Now they throw it in front of the net, and two of them fanned on it as it came through the goal mouth. Would have been a good backdoor chance for the second player as Zivkovic sends that to the wall. Taylor can't corral it. Now she will. Sends it ahead. Too far for Makasenka. And back to a Knight. Knights send it up the near wall. In around behind Schuler. Where Schuler's going to whack it back to Pilarski. Pilarski up to Makasenka. Makasenka circles. Makasenka struggles with it a little bit. Regains. Here she comes up the near wall. Makasenka skating. Has room. Makasenka skating. Makasenka chipping. Still skating. Makasenka pulled down. No call. She lost the puck coming through, and then she got pulled down. And here come the Knights back the other way. Kiesel. Shot. Kiesel blocked that one. Kiesel around the backside. Over skates. Takes the body. Still battling back there. Comes out of there with the puck. Kiesel hits the Uno reverse card. Oh, Kiesel gets hit from behind. That's a dirty hit right there. She's up. She's fine. That's a dirty hit from behind right there. See what they call here. Those are the kind that could get you more, but I'm not so sure it was egregious enough to qualify. We're coming down here for the draw. She's going to sit. And that's going to put us on the Okupa power play with 47 seconds to go. We will get a minute and a half on the power play, which will carry over to the next period. Pilarski, Kinger, Claherty, Marshall, and Klein out here as it comes out to the point to Marshall over to Klein. Klein's going to shoot just a bit outside. Around the back, Pilarski off the side of the net. Kinger throws it out to Marshall. Marshall over to Klein. Klein fanned on the one-timer. Kinger throws it off the side of the net. Goaltender dives. It's still loose. Stripes is right there and says no goal with 23.8 to go. Minute 6 on the Okupa power play. Okupa, their strategy, their motto is we're better than Power Paw. The ceiling is super low, Fish Food 13. It's very low here. It's just the way this building is built. Klein leaves it for Marshall. Marshall throws it in. It got tipped a couple of times. Pilarski beating, banging, whacking. They're still whacking back there. Puck loose. Pilarski throws it around behind for King. King back to Pilarski with 9 to go. Out front, Claherty couldn't pull the trigger. Went right through her legs. They throw it. Gets blocked. That one hit hard, and they're going to throw it all the way down, and that'll do it. Period is over. We played one. We've accomplished nothing. It's 1-0. Or no, it's 0-0. 42 seconds of power play time left when we go to period number 2. This is a flaw in the app. I got to fix that. So we're at 42. Period number 2. I'll be back. You're watching Wicked Slapshot Productions. All right, we gave the camera a wipe with the microfiber cloth. Hopefully that makes it a little better. I'm not sure if it's bad or not, but it can't hurt. And I can tell you the ceiling is not universally low. It's low on the far side of the ice. This side is better. This is a big steel building, and there's 2 sheets here. So we're on the one sheet, obviously, and as you get to the outside of the building, it gets very low. I mean, it's maybe 15 feet, which is low for a hockey arena, particularly if you're looking for some high clears. But, hey, we play with what they give us. Claherty, Pilarski, Kinger, Klein, and Marshall come out here again. And period number 2, Pip Rock City Girls Fest, pool play. Pilarski to take this draw. And here come the Knights shorthanded. They throw it in the near corner. Round back Marshall, 35 seconds to go in the penalty. Leaves it for Klein. Klein looking up, nobody there as she hits the Uno reverse. Now she loses the puck in the corner. Just can't get out of the corner. Pilarski back to Klein. Klein coming up the far wall. She loses the puck again. Regains it. It's in her feet. Now, Kinger backdoor. Claherty didn't have her stick down or couldn't do anything with it. Backdoor was open. Claherty couldn't hit it. Klein shoots, hits a Knights player, throws it deeper to Kinger. Can't handle the pass, and now we're back to even strength. As Dahl jumps on to relieve Klein, and we're back to a normal 3-2 OD lineup. They throw it in deep in behind Jamelkowski, and Marshall's going to pick it up there. Marshall stops, turns, throws it up the wall to Pilarski. Here comes Pilarski. Pilarski streaking with Claherty and Kinger with her. Throws it in front of the net, but nobody was there. Now they throw it up to the point. Schuler tried to hold Kant. Now she needs to hurry back as they're coming back 3-on-2. They throw it into the near corner. Bar fights out here, and Claherty and King have been out here a long time. They need to make their way out. Kinger got a stick stuck in her chest, and now she's going to head to the bench. That's going to let Yenny, looks like Yenny, come on. So we've got Yenny out here with the bar fight and Mrazek. Not sure who's center in this line. Must be the bar fight. Over to Mrazek. Mrazek throws it out to Schuler. Schuler shoots from there. Hit bar fight. And this one comes down. Bar fight holds it on the line. Yenny tries to knock it deeper. Did momentarily, and now it's going to go back the other way. And Stripes calls off the icing, and Jamelkowski leaves it for Schuler. Schuler to Dahl. Dahl, cross-ice pass, cut off by the Knights, and that was offsides. They had to tag up, which they did. Yenny can't quite get it past those Knights players. They come down the far wall. Shot knocked down by Schuler. Throw it in front of the net, goes tipped in behind, and now in the near corner with 12:46 to go. Over in the far corner, Schuler picks it up, sends it up the wall. Yenny picks it up, sends it all the way down, and this is going to drift, and this will be an icing with 12:36 to go, second period. So we'll come back down here after the icing. Detling, Klein, Kinger. So we're playing a bit of odd lines here. I don't know if we're still recovering from the power play or if we're jumbling again, but these aren't the matchups we've seen most of the day as Kiesel picks it up behind Jamelkowski. She's going to send it up the wall to Detling. Detling gets shouldered off the puck, but the puck comes out. Detling's just in the helmet there. She appears to be okay. As Klein picks this up over skates. Regains it. Klein comes in right in the breadbasket of the goalie as 2 Knights fall down and one ends up in the wall. And she's a little slow to get up. Lily Coulter in the house from the 16U minor team. Zivy and Kiesel in the back. Detling, Klein, and King are up front. Get Klein stepping in to take this draw. Stripes directing traffic. There's the draw into the corner. They send it out to the point. Zivy. Zivy throws it deeper. Kinger. Kinger can't handle it around the backside. Detling. Detling gets pulled down, picks it up. Klein steps in, can't pick up the puck in the far circle. Up the far wall come the Knights, and now they turn it over. Detling and now Klein, and they still can't hold it, and here they come back the other way. 2-on-2 as Klein joins the play. She tried to dance around, ended up passing it to a teammate into the near corner. Klein battling. And Klein's going to pick it up, send it around behind, and the Knights are going to get there first. They're going to send it around to the near point. Now over to the far wall. Out to the far point. Now down the far wall. Near point players wide open as they're going to pick it up there, and Kiesel's going to pick it up. Kiesel looking up. She's going to have to skate it. Kiesel up the far wall. Kiesel dumps it, and nobody chased it. We got the dump part. We don't have the chase part. As the rig goes and chases behind the net, forces that player up the far wall where Klein's going to hold it and go to the bench. Now comes up the wall to Barfight. Barfight dances through the center, puts it in front. Can't get it to Desai, and this one's going to come back to Kiesel. Kiesel going to stop, survey, stop, dance along the line, and it's going to come across to Claherty. Claherty on the far wall, rolling puck. Stops, turns, throws it deeper. And now the rig's back there. Rig leaves it. Claherty. Claherty back. No, she couldn't get it to the rig. This one's going to come out. Claherty can't get the shot through over to the far corner. Rig's going to get there. Whack at it. Throw it in front. Nobody's there. Loose. Rig has it again. Rig tried to put it to Barfight. It bounced off a Knight. All the way back out to Marshall. So it's Barfight, Rig, and Claherty now as this one comes up and into the zone. They wave off the icing. And the Knights are going to pick it up behind the net. Over to the far corner where it's cut off by Marshall. Marshall throws it off the goaltender. The side jumps up. Claherty didn't realize it. Rig pushing. Rig beat and bang and didn't whack. And now here come the Knights back the other way. They tip it in past Marshall with 10:02 to go. As Marshall picks it up behind. And Rig went off. Taylor's on. They send it up ahead. Here comes the bar fight one-on-one. Barfight up the far side. She stops. She's looking. She throws it into a Knights player. Barfight throws it through the goal mouth. Knights cut that off. Claherty steps up. Desai with a shot blocked by a Knight. Over to the near wall. Desai's going to get there and whack it deeper into the zone. Around the backside to the far corner with 9:33. Taylor stands there and holds the puck. And now the Knights pick it up and they can't get it by Makasenka. Now they will, and out it comes. Desai will chase it back in the backyard. Desai up. Banks it off the wall to Claherty. Can't handle the pass. Claherty flips it into the center. Here comes Makasenka. Makasenka with Claherty going to the net. 2-on-1. Makasenka shoots. Goaltender gloves it. Claherty was there, but there was no rebound. So we're going to go to the near circle for this draw. Makasenka, Taylor, Pilarski comes out. Schuler and Dull in the backyard. As Pilarski's going to step in for this one. Long day. We didn't do anything. Dull can't hold. Schuler retreats. Schuler turns it over to a Knight. And they're sloppy at the blue line. And now Dull picks it up, comes back the other way. Dull dances at the blue line, dangerous play, and now that creates an offsides, and now we're clear. So now Makasenka cut that off. It's loose in front of the net. Now around behind, Makasenka put it through the slot. Taylor overskated. Now they bring it up the near wall and back. Now up the near wall. Knights leave it for Taylor. Taylor stops, turns. Taylor throws it off a Knight into the far corner where Pilarski overskates, and here come the puck up the near wall. Dull's going to cheat up, hold it. Dull sends it around back to Makasenka. Makasenka off the side of the net. They're beating and banging back there. Pilarski's chasing, and here come the Knights up the far wall. They push it ahead. Schuler, they chip it across. Schuler gets a stick in there, but they still have it near circle. Shoot, comes off a skate. Schuler gets a stick on that. She sends it ahead for Makasenka. Makasenka up the far wall. She's going to gain the red line and head to the bench. Here comes Yeti. Here comes Kiesel and Klein, Mrazek, and Zivy as the puck comes up the near wall. Klein steps in and takes that away. Here she comes down the near wall. Knights flip it back the other way, but not out. Now they send it in deeper. Knights out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic down the wall. In around the backside. Now Mrazek back there. Mrazek out front to Klein. Peyton Klein on the doorstep, and it's 1-0 Steel City. Klein on a beautiful goal, top of the crease. On the pass from the Swiss Army Niner. And it's 1-0 Steel City. 7:25 first period. So we'll come back here. Klein, Niner, and Yenny out here with Zivy and Kiesel in the backyard. This one, Niner lost their stick coming through there. They're kicking at it, and here come the Knights. Down the far wall, Kiesel. Kiesel battling hard going into the corner. Comes over to the near corner. Niner can't get a stick on it. All bounce off the boards. They're beating and banging in the corner here. Niner, careful. Now they send it up the wall. That wasn't Niner. That was Klein. Now Niner will knock it out. It'll come back down this near wall where the Knights will pick it up, send it up ahead. You got Kiesel chipping at that one back to neutral now into the top of the zone. As they send it up ahead, and now the Knights over to the far wall. They're going to send it into the far corner behind Jamalkowski on an odd bounce. She has to leave it on the line for Zivy. Zivy up the wall to Yenny. Yenny's going to throw it out. That's going to stop, and they're going to wave off the icing. 6:35. They send it over to the near wall where Mrazek stepped up and held it. Now Yenny. Now they pick it up at the point and send it back out. And Claherty's going to send it across for Kiesel. Kiesel dancing with it. Kiesel still skating. Kiesel still skating. Kiesel throws it on net, missed everything to the near side. Desai picks it up there. Desai battling. Claherty covers her point, drops back. Now here they come up the near wall. Shot there, knocked down by Detling. Detling sends it up the wall. They're banging in the corner with 6 flat to go. Now they're beating and banging in the corner, and we'll see who comes out of there with it. They've been there a while. Puck comes up the wall. They chip it out. Here comes Kinger. Kinger with Detling following. 2-on-1. Kinger throws it, misses everything. Kinger, thankfully the snow was high and it slowed down. She went awkwardly into the wall, but the snow was so thick that it slowed her down, and she's fine. So now we're going to go over here. Puck bounced up into the Selects bench, and that looked awkward, but thankfully there's a lot of snow on the ice. So we're going to go down into that corner, and King, Claherty, Detling, Desai, and Marshall. He draw it out there. King draws it out to Marshall. Marshall shoots. This one goes deep into the corner. Now they send it back out the other way, and Marshall's going to pick this up. Marshall's going to go all the way around behind and come up the near wall with it before she loses it. She kicks it out. Still skating with it. Now she lost it again. Now here come the Knights back the other way. Claherty's going to pick. No, she turned it over to a Knight. Goes in on Jamalkowski with the cover. 5:04 to go, second period. Here comes the rig, the bar fight, and Pilarski out here with Dahl and Schuler for this defensive zone draw. As the rig gives a love tap to Jamalkowski for her goaltending prowess this evening. Pilarski puts it in the corner. Dahl, heavy battle. Dahl comes out of there with it. Oh, loose in front. Rig's going to pick it up. Here comes the rig. Rig coming up the near wall. Rig dumps it. Barfight's going to go back there, but it didn't get back there far enough to go chase it. Rig gets a stick in there, loose coming up. And now they're going to poke it up the wall. Schuler. No, Pilarski. Pilarski's coming through the zone. She chips it around one player. Up the wall. Pilarski loses it there. She knocks it in deeper. Barfight's got to go chase it. Barfight gets back there, but the Knights player pick it up. Barfight is like a spider monkey on her legs. And now the Knights pick it up. They're going to send it. That's going to go on net. Jamalkowski's going to poke it to the end wall where Dahl's going to pick it up. Dahl coming through neutral with it, up ahead to Pilarski. Pilarski with the bar fight to her right. Stevens trailing. Pilarski tried to put it in front, couldn't get it there. Now we got Dahl throwing it in front. Big save into the corner. Up the wall, and there's a heavy shoulder there as Dahl went down. She's up, she's fine. Now they got behind Schuler. It's going to turn into a breakaway. Jamalkowski says no. Schuler coming up the far wall now. Schuler leaves it. Barfight can't get a stick on it. That's too many on the Knights, but they're not going to call it. That puck's down. They got to shut that door. It's definitely too many on the Knights as Barfight's taking heavy abuse over there at the blue line. Now Dahl. Dahl's going to throw it. That's going to go all the way down, and that's going to be... Oh, he waved it off at the last second. So now the girls have to go chase it. We thought it was icing. They all slowed up. Now Klein's going to pick it up. Klein's out here with Makasenka and what should be Taylor. She jumps on as the rig comes off. Makasenka tried to put it through the goal mouth. Nobody was there. Zivkovic steps up, taking heavy pressure as they fall down. Klein throws it deeper. Up the wall, Zivy holds it. Zivy right to a Knight in the near circle, and it comes out off Zivkovic. They chip it by Kiesel, and here comes another breakaway. Jamalkowski with another big save. Klein up the wall, knocks it out. Taylor can't catch up to it. Loose on the wall, Klein pokes it ahead. Makasenka can't catch up to it. They throw that in, and that will be on icing. 2:42. Somehow I'm 5 seconds ahead. We've been tracking pretty good here, so I'm guessing that's a clock operator error here in the rink. I'll get caught up here in a second when they start the clock as Swiss Army Niner, Desai, Marshall, Claherty, and Yanni come out here. For this draw, I'm 5 seconds ahead, so we'll delay the clock start here and get her going. Claherty out to Desai. Desai shoots, blocked. Into the corner. Clock back in sync. Puts it in front to Claherty. She couldn't pull the trigger again. Around the backside. That's 3 good scoring chances right in front of the net for Claherty, and none of them have got on the goalie. Yeti puts it up front to Claherty. Claherty with the backhand didn't get through. Just didn't get a lot on that one. Around to the far side. They throw it up the wall. Marshall. Marshall's going to rip a wrist shot off the side of the net. And now Yenny's going to hold it. Yenny's going to throw it in deeper. Not past that Knight, though. Now out to the point, Marshall. Marshall has another angle. Marshall shoots. Knights tip that one into the near corner. Claherty taking pressure back there. She picks it up again, coming around behind the net. Has Yenny open up top, decided not to pass it to her. Comes out to Marshall at the high slot. Marshall shoots again, misses everything near side. Niner overskates the rebound, and here come the Knights. Knights up the near wall. They throw it into center. Marshall pokes that one away. Marshall's going to skate it. Here comes Marshall up the far wall. Marshall's going to throw a shot in. Goaltender's going to save it and cover with 1:33 to go. Period number 2. So we will get a draw on the far corner. This will be Pilarski, King, Detling with Dahl and Schuler in the backyard as Desai's having trouble getting over the wall. Pilarski rather, taking this draw. Puts it out to the point. Schuler up to Dahl. Dahl back to Schuler. Schuler's going to shoot. Schuler shot. Goaltender gloved it. 1:26. And somebody's yelling down here from the Steel City section. Pilarski does it again. Comes out to Schuler. Schuler low to Kinger. Kinger around backside. Tries to go in front. It's loose in somebody's feet. Kinger blocked by a Knight. Kinger fell down, and here come the Knights the other way. They go to the far side behind Schuler. They throw it in deep. 1:07 to go. Dahl should get there first and does. Corrals it. She's going to come up the near wall with it. She's got room. Went too far for Kinger. That'll go all the way down, and that will be an icing. 56.2 to go in the arena. We will bring her down here. Rigg, Barfight, and Klein come out here with Zivy and Kiesel in the backyard. 56.2 to go. Second period. Klein puts it across to Zivkovic, who loses it into the corner. Now Klein, and now the Knights have it. Zivkovic whacks at it, and here comes Klein. Klein up the near wall, heavy pressure. Rigg pokes it ahead. Klein still has it. Here comes Klein. She throws it in deep. Barfight's got to go chase it. She's going to get back there and pick it up. Barfight comes out of there with it. Barfight throws it around into the corner. Klein's going to go chase it. Rigg's open in the near circle. Can't get there, though, under heavy pressure. Up the wall. Klein. Rigg's trying to create some space. Klein taking heat. Barfight gets knocked off the puck. Regains. Barfight still battling Klein. Get out of the way, Stripes. Barfight and Klein are battling. Rigg pokes it ahead. Stripes is still in the way. Now the Rigg stops, turns, throws it behind with 12 to go. Barfight near wall. Barfight lower. Zivkovic knocks it down. Barfight trying to go to the net. Can't get there. Off the side of the net with 3 to go. Loose up front. Kiesel tried to shoot, and that'll do it. Period number 2 is over. Time for the ice cut. We played 2 on Wicked Slapshot Productions. We'll be back after the ice cut. Enjoy your Zamboni movie. We got intermission here. We'll bring you 10 seconds with Tiny Dog. Now you're too low. You got to pick him up. We got 10 seconds with Tiny Dog here. There we go. There's our team mascot, Tiny Dog.
He's hoping for a good third here. Let's take it to him.
Dave said Tiny Dog's hoping for a good third. So there you go. 10 seconds with Tiny Dog for your period break. All right, Adventures in Zamboni is over. We'll be joining the ice here momentarily as Gary Klein hops the boards, heads to the box. We will get back for period number 3 here from Lakeshore Hockey Arena. Rochester, New York, Pip Rock City Girls Fest pool play. Stripes calling them out. And here we go. Come out for period number 3. They don't do a warm up here. They get a little bit, but not much. They skate to the bench and get this underway. This is not like the big leagues where they get a chance to actually skate a little bit. As who is that coming over the wall that just completely wiped out? Yanni, I think it's Yanni. Yanni wiped out coming over the wall, so we'll have to cut that later and send that around the team chat. Joey Mrazek in the house. I know Fuzzy was here. Joey's here because Angeline's here too. Joey's here now. He missed the morning game. So our rules analyst is in the arena, should we need him, to make an interpretation for us. As looks like we're going to get now Schuler fell. I don't know what's going on here. Kanger, Detling, and Pilarski come out here with Desai and Marshall to start period number 3. Jamakowski long skate to my left. She's organizing the crease. And here we go. Checking with Jamakowski. She's good. Checking with the Knights goalie. She's good. Checking with the scorekeeper. The Knights don't have the doors closed yet. And there goes Pilarski trying to cut through. It didn't work. Kanger up the far wall. She's going to throw it deep. In around behind the Knights goalie. They're going to beat bang in the corner there, Pilarski does. Now they have it. We're getting an interference penalty here. I didn't even see it. But we're going to get an interference penalty on the Knights. So we're going to go on the Akupa power play. Fix the clock here because it's 1:30 for the penalties. And there we go. Over to Marshall. I'll get the time synced. Loose in front. They're going to clear it all the way back. I'll get the time synced. I'm a couple seconds off, but the power play button didn't want to work here in Sport Cam, so Klein's going to pick this one up behind the net. And she's going to struggle with it back there. Now she's going to come out the Kinger. Ice is wet. King didn't handle that pass. Now she picks it up. Here she comes up the near side. Ice is still wet. Centering past to Claherty. Claherty backhands back door. King was there. Didn't get a stick down. It was a little bit ahead of her. Now King's going to whack it in front of the net. Goaltender's going to paddle that one behind. Pilarski around back to Claherty. Leaves it for Pilarski. Pilarski dumps it low to Claherty. Claherty dumps it around back to Kinger. Kinger back to Claherty. Good movement here. Claherty dances in. Shoots. Goaltender knocks that down to the end wall. Back to King. King comes up high to Marshall. Marshall shoots. Blocked by a Knight. Klein's going to skate over. Puck just dies in the water. This arena, despite how cold it is in here, it will not freeze. So now Klein sends it across to Marshall. The ice is sloppy. Now they send it lower. Marshall. Now Claherty. Claherty dancing with it. Claherty out to Klein. Klein shoots. Just gloved by the goaltender. And with 13:30 to go, 13 seconds in the penalty, we're going to get a stoppage. And here comes the rig, the bar fight. And looks like Taylor now with Zivy and Dull. So we'll see if this group can do anything with 13 seconds left. This is the group that scored this morning on the power play. They don't have a ton of time, though, as the bar fight's going to take this draw. Bar fight puts it in Stripes' feet. She chases it. Rig cheats in, whacks at it, but can't hold it. Now they send it in. Rig has it near wall. Rig gets a shot blocked. Comes over to the far side. Taylor gets a stick on it. Penalty over. Round back to the Rig. Rig tries the old wraparound. It's loose on the doorstep. They poke at it. Bar fight's got it. Now Taylor, still loose. They're beating, they're banging, they're whacking out to the point to Zivy. Zivy throws it into the slot. Dahl's going to skate around the corner here, and she's going to throw it lower. Back to the Rig. Rig puts it around behind. Taylor's back there. Taylor back to the rig, too hard, and comes into the corner. And here comes up the wall all the way down, and that will be an icing. So we'll come back here. You can smell the carbon monoxide from the Zamboni in the arena here. It's that Zamboni has a bad header or something. The bottom of the engine was hitting. It makes a lot of noise, and you can smell the combustion in here. We'll all lose a little bit on our life tonight thanks to the crappy Zamboni here at Lakeshore. Claherty over to Yenny. Yenny dishes it out to Marshall. Marshall across quickly to Desai. Desai fanned on it, regained it. Now she lost it. Now they're going to chip it out past her. It's going to go all the way down, and that will be an icing. Thought they should have waved that one off. They didn't. 12:33 to go. Third period. 1-0. And we'll go to the far corner. Niner, Claherty, and Yenny out here with Marshall and Desai in the backyard. Claherty going to take this draw. Claherty adjusts the tarp, and the Knights win that one. Now Desai has it. Throws it in front to Yenny. Yenny with a backhand. Claherty whacks. Or no, that was Niner whacking. Now it drifts over to the far corner where Claherty gets a stick on it. Can't hold it as it drifts past Desai. Marshall's going to stop, pick this one up. Marshall hits the reverse card. Throws it up the far wall. Now comes across to Yenny. Yenny can't handle the pass. Into the corner. Out to Claherty. Claherty dancing low in behind the net. Claherty loses the puck. Regains along the wall. Claherty around back. She gets pulled down. Nothing. Niner up high to Yenny. Yenny can't handle the pass. Desai throws it in front. It's loose. Goaltender covers as Claherty gets shoved coming through the middle. 11:51 to go. Third period. Detling, Kinger, Zivkovic, Klein, Kiesel. It's not the right order, but you know it's Zivy and Kiesel out back. Klein up the boards to Zivkovic. Zivkovic out to Kiesel. Kiesel with room. Kiesel throws it lower. Detling beaten in front of the net there. It's loose. Comes bouncing around the backside up the near wall now. And Kiesel's going to have to retreat. Here they come up the near wall. Klein and Detling separate that player from the puck, and I got confused by the girl bouncing the racquetball. Klein throws it up the wall, and Kinger can't get there. They hold the near point with 11 minutes to go. They throw it in front. Klein can't clear. Shot from the high point comes low behind Jamilkowski. Zivkovic pushes that player off the puck. Kiesel. Here comes Kiesel with it through neutral. She continues to follow it, chips it up the far wall. Kiesel still skating with it. Kiesel into the corner. Throws it through the goal mouth over to the near wall. Kinger should get there. She does. Now Kiesel throws it lower. Knights are going to get there first, and they're going to send it around the far wall where Dull's going to hold the point, send it around the backside. Kiesel and Dull reunited. Around the backside. Up the far wall. They're going to chip it by Dull, and Klein should get there first, and she does. Klein over to Kiesel. Kiesel up, skating. Kiesel dumps it past the rig and heads to the bench. Bar fight back there. Bar fight battling. Stuck on the wall. Bar fighting a couple of Knights battling over there. Pilarski joins in. Rig drifts out to some space. Now the rig is open if they can pull this puck out of there by some miracle. Bar fight got free. The puck still isn't. Pilarski chipping at it. Puck's still not free, and they find... No, they didn't blow it whistle. That's the other ice. Over to the near corner. They throw it through neutral. Pilarski knocked that down. Here come the Knights back the other way as Pilarski plays a game of whack and sends it all the way down, and that is an icing. Now we'll come back down here as Barfight, Stevens, Pilarski, Dull, and Schuler. We can go to the far circle for this one. 10:05 to go, third period. Draw on the far circle. Goes to the wall. Dull whacking at it. Here comes Pilarski out of there with it. Pilarski around one. She does the dinky dunker up the wall, and here she comes. Pilarski getting spun off the puck. She falls down. Rig chips at it, holds it back to Pilarski. Pilarski along the end line, still skating with it, leaves it for the Rig. Rig shoots, doesn't get through. Still loose. Pilarski on the doorstep. Pilarski bangs it in from the Rig, and it's 2-0 Steel City. Rig put it along the doorstep, and Pilarski banged it in the back door. And it's 2-0. Rigg put it through the goal mouth. Pilarski bangs it home. And it's 2-0 Steel City. Claherty, Makasenka, Taylor, Desai, and Marshall. 9:42 to go. Puck comes all the way down the near wall into the near corner. Makasenka chasing. Knights get there first. They send it up the wall. Past her. Claherty picks it up. Sends it around the backside. Can't follow it, though, and now the Knights are going to pick it up there. Here they come up the near wall. Taylor leaves it for Makasenka. Makasenka spins it to the end wall. Chases it. Claherty back there. Stands up a Knight over to the far wall now. Now they turn it over to Taylor in the slot. Taylor shoots. Misses far side. They bank it up to the point. The side can't hold. It's going to come all the way down. And that will be an icing. No icing. Oh, yeah, it is an icing. The way Marshall grabbed it and shot it, I thought we were still playing, but we're not. Now we're going to come back down here for this draw. So Claherty will step in and take this one with Taylor and Makasenka. Over to Taylor. Taylor up the wall to the point. Marshall's going to hold, throw it down deeper, all the way behind everybody to the near corner. 9 minutes even to go. Up the wall as Marshall's going to need to hurry. She gets back there and picks it up. She stops. She turns, hits the reverse card, loses the puck, regains behind the net. Loses it again, regains. Now she sends it up the wall, too far for Makasenka, and they send it in deeper. Marshall around behind, chips it around to Claherty. Here comes Claherty up the far wall. Claherty around Taylor. Claherty still skating. Claherty loses the puck on the drag through. Now she falls down hard into the wall. And this puck drifts along the wall up to the near corner. They send it back through the zone, and Knights player struggles to gain her footing as Desai whacks that away. Now the Knights player fell down, and they're going to call that offsides. So we're going to come back here to this dot right in front of us, and Stripes is checking on that girl. Klein, Mrazek, Yenny, Zivy, and Kiesel as they chip it along the wall, and now the Knights throw it in past Yenny, and Kiesel can't get there. Zivy skates over. She can't get there. Knights throw it in deeper. Klein's going to get back there and pick it up behind the net. Klein can't do much with it as she has heavy pressure. In the corner. Throws it to the top of the slot where they're going to hold it on the far point. Now they're going to come down past Zivkovic. They shoot it off Klein's feet into the corner. They chip it up the wall where Mrazek chips it up into the selects bench with 7:45 to go. Third period. Go to the far circle for this draw, Klein. Mrazek and Yenny. Klein puts it over to the wall. Zivkovic had her stick tied up. Clyde hit the Uno reverse up the wall. Niner can't get there. Yenny's not going to get there. They're going to hold it again. Now Klein picks it up. Here she comes. She loses it coming through the zone. Knights stop, turn, throw it down the near wall into the corner. All the way around the backside, Zivy. Zivy stops. Zivy up too far for Klein. This will drift, and they're going to wave off the icing as Yenny chases into the near corner. They throw it all the way up. They tip that one, no icing, as Pilarski's going to chase it. Pilarski out here now with Detling. Here comes Pilarski flying through. Pilarski almost got her head taken off, but didn't. Lost the puck. As now they're going to skate around with it to the far circle. Out to the high slot. Over to the near point. One-timer missed badly to the near side. And now the Knights have it there. They throw it through the goal mouth. Comes over to the near wall. Kinger's going to get there and chip it, but not out. Now Kinger will chip it up ahead. Too far for Detling. And now they're going to throw it back the other way. Kinger battling. Pilarski joins in. Now the Knights have it coming across the red line. They get around Detling. They chip it in deep. Kiesel chases this one down with 6:25 to go. Kiesel up to Kinger. Kinger up to Detling. Detling puts it ahead. Couldn't handle the pass. And now Pilarski whacks at it. Zivkovic overskates, but she sends it deeper. They wave off the icing. And Kinger's going to chase it. Rigg on the ice now. Rigg's going to skate over. separate that player from the puck. Shot from the point by Dull. In around behind, Clawhardy in front. Kinger back to the rig. Rig tries the old wraparound over to Kinger and couldn't get it over there, and came all the way through Schuler, low to Kinger. Kinger around back to the rig. Rig looking up. Rig puts it in front on Clawhardy's stick. She couldn't do anything with it. Now it goes into the corner. Rig comes out of there with it. Rig still skating. Dull cheats up and comes around with it. Dull drops it for the Rig as she falls down. They're going to get by the Rig, but Schuler's going to cover her. And she's going to hit the spin move and come up the other way. Almost too many on the Knights as Schuler's battling in front of their bench. Now Kinger is going to go off. And the Knights are going to have it as Dull pokes this out. This one comes up the near wall. Knights regroup. Barfight's chasing. That Barfight's got some speed as the Rig puts a stick in there. We're getting something here. I don't know what they're going to call. They're going to call interference on Dull as Tyndall's laughing. 5:07. So the Amherst Lady Knights are going to go on the power play here. 5:07 to go. Third period. Dull's going to sit for interference. Stripes waiting for the penalty. There it is. And here we go. Pilarski out here with Kinger, Kiesel, and Zivy to kill this one. Shot from the point. Jamelkowski knocks that down and covers it with 4:58 to go. We're going to get a draw here again in the near circle. 23 of you out there. Chat's quiet. Get some banter going here in the last couple minutes of the game. As they take this draw, Knights come out of there with it, up to the circle, out to the far point. She fell down. This is going to create a break for Pilarski if she hurries. Pilarski comes in on it, but it's in the corner now. Pilarski shorthanded, coming around the backside. Pilarski still skating, hits Klein in the slot, can't get the shot off. Second shot, goalie with a save. Shorthanded magic here as this puck comes up the wall. Kiesel sends it up, too far for Pilarski. So Klein, Pilarski, Kiesel, and Zivy. As Kiesel chases it to the corner. They're battling. Pilarski overskates. 47 seconds to go in the penalty. Kiesel battling on the wall. Out to the high slot. Over to the far point. Pilarski battling it out. Pilarski careful. Had that stick in an awkward spot as this one comes all the way down behind Jamelkowski. Now Kiesel's going to whack it up the wall, but not out. Near point, over to the far point. Room, slapper, tipped up high into the corner. Klein's going to get a stick on it, but not out. Now low, now around behind. Now near point, out to the far point. Slapper, Jamelkowski knocks that one down. Ice it, Kiesel. Kiesel goes hard up the wall, and it goes all the way down, and that will kill the penalty with some fresh legs on the ice. Clawhardy Barfight. Rig. Desai and Marshall. Barfight cut that off. Barfight has the Rig trailing. Didn't get there. Marshall shot from the point, loose. Barfight, no, the Rig can't get a stick on it, and here they come back the other way. Knights up the near wall. Marshall steps into that player. Clawhardy. Clawhardy has the Rig breaking. Not going to throw it, though. She's going to skate it. She loses it, and this one comes out, and here comes the Barfight. Barfight can't get a stick down, and the Knights take it off of her. Back to the other side. The D have it now. They send it up ahead, and they're going to come up the near wall. Marshall steps in front of that player. Desai. Desai around back to Marshall. Marshall to Desai. Desai up to the Rig. Rig hits the Barfight. Barfight coming through neutral. She gets chopped down, no call. As Clawhardy checks on her with the stick. She's going to skate across. We got a penalty coming up here on the selects as Stevens touches it. It's going to be on Stevens for interference, it looks like. Stevens, interference. So the Rig's asking the goalie or the stripe what she did. I didn't see it. And Stevens needs to be careful here and let Tyndall argue it. And that's what Tyndall's going to do. But it's going to be to no avail as They're going to go on the power play again. I don't know what happened. Nobody sees it. Nobody saw it. Nobody knows what happened. Stripes made something up here. So now we got Kiesel. Kiesel's going to be mad now, and she's just going to dump it down, and Pilarski's going to go chase hard into the corner. Now it's going to come up the near wall. And Pilarski's going to keep the pressure on. Now the Knights have it. Now Kinger chips at it. Neutral. Now here come the Knights up the near wall. They're going to leave it on the near wall here and put it in the near corner. Now they're going to send it out to the near point. We're going to get a shot there. Pilarski's going to knock that down with a glove. Oh, Kiesel. Kiesel with a bad shot. Let them play with the puck here because it's just going to eat away their 5-on-3. Let them play with it. Keep playing with it, kids, because all you're doing is eating up your 5-on-3. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're eating up their time here. And our girls are just going to let them keep skating. And here they come up the near wall. They're going to send it in on Jamilkowski. And finally, after eating up,
You give them the puck, then it's 5-on-3.
they eat up 30-plus seconds of their 5-on-3, playing with the puck in the neutral zone. Gotta love it. Now we're going to play 25 seconds of 5-on-3 instead of over a minute. So Kiesel with a hit low. Now we're going to play 5-on-3. We got Marshall, Desai, and Klein out here. Now what are we doing? Datling's going in the box too. Not sure why. Face off here. Kiesel must have got a major. Shot from the point up over everybody into the corner. They must have gave Kiesel a major on that hit. They're beating and banging in the corner. Now out to the near point, out to the far point. And fumbling with it there, over to the near point. 7 seconds to go. Shot. Jamilkowski knocked that one down. In behind. Up the near wall. Riggs out of the box. That lets the bar fight on now to kill the rest of this penalty. They pulled the goaltender here. Bar fight over pursued. Now they're coming through neutral. They're going to play 6-on-4 now. They were playing 6-on-3 and couldn't do anything. Now they're going to play 6-on-4. They're going to golf it in behind. Desai out to the point. Bar fight's going to over pursue. Bar fight! Nice play by the bar fight. Empty net. Bar fight bangs it in. 3-0 Steel City. Good heart play by the bar fight at the blue line. And it's 3-0 Steel City. I love that kid's heart. There's never a battle she's not willing to take on. That kid plays with tremendous heart. Gets the empty net goal on a runner there. And it's 3-0 Steel City. Kiesel looks dejected back there. They must have gave her a major. But it wasn't a game, so she doesn't have to sit. There's the draw with 30 seconds to go. Knights poke it in, and Desai's going to throw it up into the bench and damn near killed Tyndall. And thankfully they're all paying attention over there. So we got 28 more seconds left in the minor, 24 in the game, so they're short the rest of the game. Klein out here now with the bar fight. Desai and Marshall. Round back. Shot! Jamilkowski with the save. Had no idea where the rebound was and gives up one in garbage time at the end. And the Knights are happy to finally get one. And we got 17 seconds to go. That's going to get Detling out of the box. Serving the minor to Kiesel. Kiesel's in for a while yet. Game will be over. And 18.9 here in the arena. And Klein, bar fight, Claherty, Desai, and Marshall in the backyard. They draw it back. Claherty's going to pick it up there, take it to the end line. Claherty up the near wall. As going to chip it ahead. Claherty's dancing with it. Knights have it at the red line with 6 to go, 5 to go. They get by Desai down the far wall, 2-1. Player fell down. Desai's going to hold it, and that's going to do it. Game over. The Year Selects win 3-1 in the pool play against these Amherst Lady Knights I'll bring the handshake. Get over the YouTube delay. We got a little bit later game tomorrow morning. We're not in action until 12:30 in the afternoon. As always, thanks for watching Wicked Slapshot Productions. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.